Everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I'm so excited to welcome Pia Renee from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Pia, how are you doing?
I am wonderful, Hillary. Hello to you and your audience, and thank you for having me.
You're so welcome, Pia, and I want to congratulate you on moving on to the live shows after your incredible knockout performance of what the world needs now is love, sweet love. How did it feel when your coach, John Legend, announced you as the winner?
It felt, I was relieved and very pleased.
Well, it was really exciting, I think, for everyone. Kelly stood up during your performance right away, and Nick compared you to the late, great Whitney Houston, as had your mega mentor, Snoop Dogg. How does that make you feel to get that level of compliments from these incredible professionals in the industry?
It is life altering and deeply affirming, and it just let me know the work that I've put in throughout the years is really paying off, and it hasn't been in vain. I have dealt with vocal injuries, stage fright, crippling insecurity, setbacks, you name it. So to get to the point where I remember back in the day, I was like singing in church and I would mess up my solos on purpose because I was afraid somebody would laugh at me, or I would sing and be so nervous that somebody had to come hold my hand to get me through the song. So to go from there to this person that the name of Whitney Houston is invoked is absolutely mind blowing, and it made my whole life flash before my eyes. So it's not lost on me, and I do not take that lightly nor for granted.
Absolutely. And whenever Whitney's name is invoked, it is a very rare occasion that deserves
Absolutely.
respect.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to rewind to your blind audition performance. Another legend, you performed Stevie Wonder's Master Blaster. How did you choose that song, Pia?
Well, production is involved in how the songs are curated for the contestants. So the genre that I came in under is reggae, and based on my personality and my genre, that's the song that was selected for me.
And how did you prep for that blind audition?
Well, thankfully, I did not have a whole lot of preparation to do because I was familiar with that song. And actually, it was a part of my audition package. Not post, but prior to getting on the show, you have to, put together an audition package, and that song was in it. So I was like, "Thanks, guys, I know this song."
Well, what was your strategy going in compared to what actually happened, which was that John and Blake fought really hard for you, and Blake dropped his own Scott and Reggie cred via Gwen?
So let me tell you what's funny. A fun fact about me: I went in wanting to be on Team Blake. That's what a lot
Wow.
of people don't know. I wanted Blake. Not only did I want Blake, but I wanted whoever turned around first. Now, because they turned so late and I panicked a little bit and I had to refocus myself, so I closed my eyes. So I didn't see that Blake turned around first. But once him and John were given their pitches, Blake kind of talked himself out of it because he started talking about how Gwen was this and that. I'm like, child, Gwen ain't coming on this lot on my behalf alone, so never mind. So that's why I ended up going with John. But my first and foremost strategy was to be on Blake's team.
Fascinating, Pia. Well, it was so fun to watch it go down, but John is such an amazing coach. But what are some of the things that you've learned from him so far that you can take with you as you continue your career?
I learned more so than what he says is what he doesn't say.
Oh,
He's very graceful. He's always very poised. I can sense whenever, like we're in close proximity, he takes in inventory what's going on in the conversation. So if somebody's quiet, he'll make sure he pulls them into the conversation, and I can see him I watch the mechanics of how his brain works when he's not talking. So I love his authenticity. I love the fact that he's very unarmed and disarming at the same time. And I watch how he smiles for pictures. It's quite hilarious, to be honest. And he knows who he is and what he does, and he hones in on that. You have never seen John do like major choreography, and you never will, because he's not a dancer. But you would never think of that because he's so good at what he actually does. You would never think, hey John, bust a move for us. You don't care because he's so good at this. So I learned that from him. I don't have to be everything that every person is. I could just be really solid in what I'm good at, and that'll take me far.
Well, speaking about the mentoring that you've received, not only from Snoop Dogg, but let's go back to Brandy being your mentor with John, and you performed her song Baby in front of her during the rehearsals. What was that like for you?
Wow, it was very nerve-wracking. Not because, they didn't create a calm environment. It was just a rough day for me in general. My mother passed away. So that day I had got like phone calls about like death certificates, and then I got like other phone calls, and I was just in such a weird space. And I had really just got back from Chicago, from putting my mother to rest. So I was just still really frazzled, and everything was still so fresh. So when Christine and I were with John and Brandy, I was just kind of just trying to hold it together at that point and be present. And that's just what that moment was for me. And they read it as me being guarded, which I was. I was just trying not to allow my emotions to just flood out and just take over and take me to a place that I was not prepared to go in the moment.
Well, you deserve even more kudos for overcoming, the death of your beloved mom. It's such an emotional experience to lose a parent, but you really have shown through and are so inspirational in overcoming that obstacle and others. So I really want to thank you to be with me on Hillary's Happy Hour. We are wrapping it up, but I want to propose a toast to you, Pia, to your continued success on The Voice.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers. It's been a wonderful journey, and I hope it continues through the very end.
Absolutely. Me too.